by storm. He dumps it off to Pritchett. Pretty nifty for a big guy. Eludes one tackle. Finally, Corey Johnson.
An Atlantic boy that didn't stay home. And just about an hour up the road, a big play for the visitors. 1st and 10 at the 15.
You got to know where Reddick is in this situation.
Tannehill. Somebody's got his jersey. And he managed to throw it away. No flags. Mitch Davis trying to pull that Lee apparel right off of Steve Tannehill. He had his jersey and had him spinning around a bit.
Now the good job of coverage. Mitch Davis just right in his face right away. He lets it fly. The folks here in Athens thinks that should be intentional grounding, and there didn't appear to be a gamecock in the area.
Pretty good play while you're being undressed. 2nd down and 10. Into the end zone, but it's way too tall. Toby Cates, step for step with him. Strong safety, Buster Owens. Now it's down to 3rd down with 1:02 to go.
Tremble helping underneath. And this is the kind of pattern they ran against the Clemson to get a touchdown. If it would have been a perfect throw, he could have stuck it in there, but you can stick anything in there in a perfect throw.
3rd down and 10 at the 15. 1 minute, 2 seconds in the ballgame. 21-17 Georgia. Time for Tannehill. Dumps it off short. And it is down inside the 5 to Boomer Foster. It'll be a 1st and goal.
Great hit by Corey Johnson at the end of that play to keep him out. I thought Foster was going in.
It's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Sparky Wood's offense marching down the field with big play after big play and in a position to take the lead in the last 53 seconds. 1st and goal at the 2.
We've got goal line defense in there now.
Bennett went the wrong way. Now he's in trouble, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage just about. A busted play and a bad time for it for South Carolina. And Steve Tannehill has signaled for the timeout. The Gamecocks' last one. It comes with 42 seconds left.
This is a situation when you've got Zaire on the other end. From an offensive standpoint, you'd just as soon not score too early. It looks like everybody was going that way. Maybe Tannehill had that one wrong. A little confusion. That's not the place to have it, but that's going to happen. Time for some big play defense from Georgia. Sparky trying to keep Steve Tannehill unemotional, which is probably difficult to do. Probably have something that they'll call at the line of scrimmage. You work in short yardage and goal line during the week. There's a group of plays that you've been preparing, and based on certain personnel on your team and on their team, you're going to pick away and go that way. Tannehill going to be his decision to decide which way they're going to go here.
Here's where his confidence in the huddle makes a big difference for this team. 2nd and goal from the 3. Carolina out of timeouts. 42 seconds to go. 3 backs in the game. A flag on the play. Stop cold. Brandon Bennett. A flag laying at the 2-yard line.
Pritchett.
Oh, brother. Offsides on Georgia. That's the 2nd crucial time the Dogs have been offsides today.
Defense lined up in a neutral zone. Half the distance. Still 2nd down.
That turns a loss into a gain, and it's still 2nd down. Tim, that's the 2nd time today when they've been backed up to their own goal line. They've been a little too eager. There was a helmet in there. It looked like it might have been the right tackle, Philip Daniels, 89. 2nd and goal at the 2. Bennett over the top. A last-minute goal line stand. The clock is inside. 20 seconds. Georgia taking forever to get unpiled. Maybe one play to remain. 3rd and 1. Bennett. Touchdown, South Carolina! With 2 seconds to go. Flags all over the place, but it's for the post-touchdown celebration. And I don't think Carolina cares about those too much. Brandon Bennett had enough energy a final time to get over the top and into the end zone.
Well, one thing that both these head coaches know is that the off season is over. You know, they're back in a pressure cooker.
15 yards to be assessed on the kickoff for the celebration, but they don't care too much about that. Brandon Bennett, 24 carries, 108 yards, and that touchdown.
Reed Morton there, the young field goal kicker that whacked one through right at the end of the half, standing next to Sparky.
This for it appeared they just sort of fell on the ball on the conversion.
Right.
So they have 2 seconds to go. The clock, of course, didn't start, and we will have a kickoff. South Carolina will have to kick it away, and Sparky Woods is on the verge of an upset, Tim, that could put him in the top 25. His team not ranked. Georgia was number 13 preseason, and Brandon Bennett did indeed make it into the end zone.
On the last play of the football game from the line of scrimmage, Brandon Bennett gets up over the top. Charles Pledger had a hold of his feet, couldn't quite drag him back.
A couple of adjoining states, Georgia and South Carolina. Gamecocks in the SEC as of last year, and this will be one of their biggest if they hold on.
Well, last year, you know, after 0-5, Bob, the fans had turned hostile. The players were in open revolt, having meetings, you know, and Sparky Woods could definitely see the bottom of the abyss. You know, the only noise you could hear was the sound of Carolina football plummeting into a hole. From that point, he's come back.
Georgia has called a timeout, and they've got one more to spend. Steve Tannehill engineering the apparent winning drive, and our Jefferson Pilot Sports MVP award of the game today, Brandon Bennett, 24 carries, 108 yards, and that touchdown. Eric Zier, a huge day for Georgia. Took control of the game in the 4th quarter, and it didn't appear when they scored their last touchdown with 7:28 to go that it might be too little too late. And Eric Zier, our MVP today, and as part of our Players of the Game scholarship program, Jefferson Pilot Sports will donate $2,000 to the Southeastern Conference to be distributed among its member institutions.
Georgia played well on defense today. They had a problem containing Tannehill as he scrambled out, and a couple of times he hit a back in the flat Pritchett on that drive, and then he hit the tight end who'd worked his way all the way across the field a few times, and that's what enabled them to keep those drives alive.
28-6, Georgia won in Columbia September 5th of last year. September 4th of this year, the Gamecocks are about to return the favor. And things don't get any easier for Georgia. They go to Tennessee next week, and then Ole Miss in 3 weeks after a non-conference date at home with Texas Tech. Gamecocks are at Arkansas next week. Travis Harrison will be the kickoff man. He will squib it. Ball is touched, and the Bulldogs down it, but they're out of time. And South Carolina, on the opening Saturday of the SEC season, has piled up what may be one of the big upsets of the year. The Gamecocks 23, the Georgia Bulldogs 21. Back to Athens in a moment.
Mike's the first guy that ever explained life insurance in a way that we could understand it.
Making things clear is the part of my job I like best.
He showed us all of the options that Nationwide has and even helped us choose.
It's training, seminars and updates. It just never stops at Nationwide.
With life insurance, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And we know Mike.
Agents like Mike are Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
Wake up to Shoney's Better Than Ever Breakfast Bar. From the people who dreamed up the breakfast bar with over 40 items like pancakes, sausage, bacon, fresh fruit, fluffy eggs, and buttermilk biscuits. And Shoney's introduces new sticky buns. Tasty cinnamon rolls sprinkled with nuts and drizzled with caramel syrup. So wake up to Shoney's Better Than Ever Breakfast Bar, where your breakfast dreams come true.
At Ford, we know the most effective advertising doesn't come over the airwaves. It comes over the back fence or a cup of coffee. When friends and neighbors share stories about things they like. Friends telling friends how much they like their Ford Escort helped make Escort America's best-selling small car and the small car with the most repeat buyers. Advertising like that can't be bought. It has to be earned. Ford Escort. Have you driven a Ford lately?
The Lee Apparel SEC Game of the Week was brought to you by Lee Apparel. With regular, relaxed, and loose-fit jeans, Lee is the brand that fits. By Shoney's Breakfast Bar, the best breakfast in town. By Rico, who makes a full line of copiers and facsimiles to fit all your office needs. For information on the dealer nearest you, dial 1-800-63-RICO, the name to know, Rico. And by Nationwide Insurance. Tonight and every night, your Nationwide agent encourages you to drive sober. Nationwide is on your side.
Well, all of the preseason attention.
No, dumbass.